Okay, hi everybody. I am showing up today because I wanted to talk about Iran and what's going on with Iran. I did a video a couple weeks ago warning about a false flag with Iran, and it's ratcheting up. Every time I turn on the TV, they're talking about Iran. They're talking about what a threat Iran is. They're talking about the inevitability that Israel is going to hit Iran. What we're talking about is war. Another war. Does anybody want this? Does anybody want this war? Does anybody think this is a good idea? I've heard Ron Paul stand up and say, it's ridiculous. They can't touch us. That they are no threat. That if anything, we're the threat. We're the bullies. I don't know about you folks, but I grew up thinking America was the good guy. And lately when I look around, we are the bully. I mean, we're not. I don't know any of my neighbors or anybody around that I hear or talk to or connect with that wants to be the bully. But somehow that's how we've ended up. We've got our fingers in everybody's pie, and we're not safer. And now they're talking about another war. Well, I want to talk about 2012 and this possible upcoming war, because in a way, they go together. Now, whether you believe in the Mayan calendar or not, or prophecies from American Indians that have come down about this time, or the Egyptians that also pointed to this time, as did the Chinese, they all pointed to this time. And basically the Mayans said that they didn't want to make the calendar, they didn't need to make the calendar anymore because we would not measure time in the way that we have in the past. And it seems that we are coming to an apex. Now let me give you the science behind that and how that goes. For one, we're seeing more solar flare activity than ever. The solar scientists said 2012 we will have more solar flares, and the impact of that could be devastating. EMP, look that up. Or go by Ron Foster's book on prepping, The Prepper's Road March, about what would happen after an EMT. Great book, by the way, very fascinating, and gives you good tips because it's a possibility. Here's what's up. We've got magnetics on this planet. 2,000 years ago, they were at their highest, very high, and for the last 2,000 years, they've been lowering. Our magnetics, Earth magnetics, are about at a zero right now. In the past, zero magnetics signifies a pole shift, a shift of magnetics. Does that mean the Earth is going to completely shift around? In the past, it looks like it may have. Is that what we're expecting? No. Because also, what we have recently found is that the Earth, the hertz in the Earth itself, 7.8, it's always been 7.8. We built machines based on this because it was so consistent. It was never going to change. Well, it's changing. In fact, that's what I wrote in my scholarship and how I won the scholarship into the rainforest with Terence McKenna and the scientists from around the world about the raising of the Earth's frequency. Because you see, our frequency is the same as the Earth frequency. We resonate together, as does anything that is actually in connection. So the Earth's frequency is rising. So that means our frequency is rising. And when a frequency rises in consciousness terms, you're evolving. You're becoming more conscious. So i.e., you don't want war. You want peace. Because why? It makes sense on a survival level, if nothing else, if not on a very human level of caring about life and death. Okay, so let's go back to more science. And people, I think that you would really find it amazing, almost magical, what they're discovering in new quantum physics. I mean, it started with Schrodinger's cat, but the double slit experiment is a really good one to look up if you haven't seen it. And basically, it shows that once somebody looks at a particle, it changes. And so what that means is that we and what we perceive and feel changes what we know of as matter, particles, because the rest of it's space, right? I mean, Einstein said the space might be God, and we're 99.99% the space, but we're talking about matter right now in the third dimension, and matter in the third dimension, we've found that if you look at it, it changes because we're looking at it. Quantum physics, okay? So it's an easy leap to understand that we affect our world. So how we feel does matter. In fact, it turns into matter. So sometimes we feel like we can't reach our governments and we can't do anything about these elite movements of the chess game. We just seem to be watching them come into play and see where they're going, right? But we can. We actually can change reality by how we feel. Quantum physics. This is quantum physics. I know it sounds new agey, but it's quantum physics. So knowing that, let's choose peace. And the way we do that, though, is you have to find some love in yourself. We have to find forgiveness. We have to find love. And, you know, I know that can be hard. I got really, you know, I get angry. I get pulled into things, and I feel angry about things. Like I saw in Alex Jones that James Cameron is picking up and leaving the United States because he thinks it's going to fall apart. We'll see you later, James. Thanks a lot for making all your money here and, you know, going through our school system and having all the wonderful neighbors that, you know, inspired you to be who you are. And now when you think America's falling apart, you're going to run with all your money. Well, go. Really? Get out. Get out. Turn your passport in, please, and don't come back. Okay? Because I think America's a wonderful place to live, and I think there's beautiful, wonderful people here. And I think there's beautiful, wonderful people all over the world because we're all the same. And I'm just saying, as crazy and goony as this sounds, if we can create our reality, let's create love and peace. And so that's what I'm putting out there this weekend as they ratchet us up toward another war. I choose peace. I choose love. I don't have any problems with any Iranian people. The government I'm not crazy about, and I think people feel the same about ours. But what's your comments? I would love to hear them. Please leave them. Thank you.